Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to my backyard. I, today, want to tell you about something really exciting that's happening right now. So, at the time that this video is published is the same time that our Kickstarter for our game that we've been making goes live. There's a link in the description. Let me tell you just a little bit about this game. So, this game is not an ordinary game. You're going to see all kinds of press today about this because this game is made by you and me, and the publisher NeoJack is the one that is, is the glue binding it all together. They have the engine. They have this engine that will allow one world for us. It's a medieval fantasy game. And it is what we're building of it. So as we've been doing press interviews leading up to this, the press always ask, okay, so what's the game about? We say, well, it's a medieval fantasy MMO. And they're like, okay, but what's it about? Well, you know, the interesting thing is that as we go through this, we start to discover more and more what it's about. I can tell you that we've done some pretty incredible things. We've got player skill progression that is constant. There are no levels. You are what you do. We have a goal of making every item in the game player created. You can own land in the game, and you can build houses, and you can rent out properties, and you can do all kinds of things like that. You can design your house to the nth degree. And it's not instanced. When somebody is walking by and they see you building your house, they can stop and admire. They can say, hey, that looks pretty interesting. How did you build those walls? And you make a new friend. So, and when your house is completely done and you've got it all decorated up the way you want, you know, you've got your white picket fence out front, you've got your garden out back, you've got your house with your workshop and everything, and you can invite people over. And all of you hang out on the porch and, I don't know, throw insults at the people walking by. See if you can get in a fight with somebody. Have a few drinks while you're doing it. Why not? The amount of stuff that we're putting into this for being able to build is pretty incredible. There's some other really, really neat things, like the viewers who've been participating so far have asked for some very particular things. One of those being personal dungeons. Now, you know, we all like going out in our medieval fantasy, going dungeon diving and, going out and slaying the big monster and stuff. Well, what if, let me just put a for example here. What if you are a miner? You know, you're out there getting ore and stuff on your property. You start digging a hole, and you start digging out throughout your land that you own and everything, and you're making all these tunnels everywhere. Well, you get all of your resources out of there. Okay, so what are you going to do with that? Did you know that if you do something like just leave hay in a corner in your mine or whatnot, that ogres that are walking by, maybe there's a troop of ogres walking by, and they're like, we need to start looking for a place to call home for the next few days and everything. And they're looking around, they go and look in your mine, and they see these piles of hay, and they're like, hey, I like hay, I like to lay down on hay, and they take up residence right there. Next thing you know, you've got something to go and fight in your own dungeon. Now, that is very simplistic. The concept is that it gets much more and more involved, and that you can attract all kinds of creatures into your dungeon, and that, maybe the further down you go, the harder the creatures are and everything. And the further down you go, the more experience with mining resources you need to actually gather those things. And so it's almost like a build your own adventure. I can't wait to do this stuff. And so now there's something else that I'll tell you here. One is, it's Neosland is the name of the game. and this is the first time the name's been said in any video. And it started out as a concept of Neos being an old world word for new, and then land being our land. And by the way, this was named by some of the players of the game, some of the people helping to design the game, which are not part of the company or anything. They're just people who've been participating at the show. We asked several people to come and help us out, and we got a few of them to do so. And we did a brainstorming session. You'll see that video sometime in the future. So anyway, and then it's evolved just a little bit from there. And so now here's the deal. There's one very important thing that if you're planning on backing this game and want to get into it with us. And the Kickstarter campaign, like I mentioned, is live right now. Now, as you purchase your package for the game, for your funding, if you have land associated with it, which most people will have some sort of land associated with it, it's first come, first serve on picking the land. So if you are the first person to get in there and say, I want however much land, you're actually going to get first choice on your land. And so you're going to be able to, they're going to put up a web page or something similar to this of the map. And then you're going to be able to go in and say, hey, right here looks like the perfect spot for me. This is where I want to be. And you're going to be able to select your land. So I'm not 100% sure how this will all progress out, but I can tell you that is the theory, is that if you're the first ones in, that you're going to get the first choices of land spots. So if you're like me, I'm a merchant and everything, and I'm going to want to get a good location because I plan on that I'm going to build a few shops, and my shops are going to have vendors in them. And I'm going to rent out spots for other people, other vendors. I'm going to make some nice little vendor malls in a couple of places, and that's my plan. That's my game plan. So anyway, I'm really excited about this. It's a game for you and me. We get to develop it, and so it's going to be something special. And I'm really looking forward to this. So I hope to see you in game. And do participate. We're doing the roundtables. We have a live show going on right now. If you're watching this video within the first couple of hours of being released, it's on our Twitch channel. And do join us. You can ask questions, and then we'll be happy to answer. And get in early if you can, because it's going to be a little bit more advantageous to be here at the beginning rather than the end. Although, if you're watching this right at the very end and you're in the Kickstarter right at the end, there's still going to be a lot of value for you. Still a lot you can do and everything. And then, if you're watching this after the Kickstarter is done, because the Kickstarter runs for 30 days, don't worry. You're still going to be able to get into the game, and you just may not be able to make it into the alpha or the beta. But when the game releases, I'll make sure you get in. If you want to play, you're going to be here, and I want you here. And the development of the game will continue even after the game is live, because that's part of our main plan. Is that you and I will continue to mold this game into whatever we want as we go along. We have to stay within some confines of medieval fantasy and stuff like that, but it can evolve, most definitely. What it'll evolve into, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care, and I'll be Marky Dragon in the game, and I hope to see you there. Take care, everybody.